Welcome, guys. So today, Mr. Midnight will not be joining us because this is a different kind of video. I will be reading a chapter from my own novel that is a work in progress. I hope you enjoy it. I would really love to hear from you what you think of it, and maybe one day I'll publish it and you guys can read it. Right, so let's begin. Chapter 1. Dreams. It was red, glowing red, mesmerizing and captivating. Its round shape beckoned me closer. I had never seen a red balloon that bright before. It had me stunned, shocked, and overwhelmed. I could not take my eyes off this beauty that was in front of me. I stepped forward, slowly following it as it moved forward, gently staying in view. My legs had found a life of their own. They moved eagerly towards it like a game of follow the leader. I gave in and let them lead the way. As my legs pushed forward, I realized that the red balloon string was within arm's reach. I reached out and grabbed the string. I felt exhilarated. It was in my hand. This magnificent balloon was one of a kind. There was no other balloon like this in the whole universe. I stared at its redness for what seemed like an eternity. It was dazzling, getting brighter by the second. All of a sudden, the red balloon's redness was blinding, and I had to turn my head away. As my eyes averted from the balloon, my heart sank. It was like the Titanic as it sunk into the darkness of the sea, and I was greeted by darkness. Fear gripped me in its razor-sharp talons. The hair on the back of my head stood up. I felt someone was watching me, their eyes glaring at me. I looked behind myself and was met with more darkness. Had I gone blind? What was going on? And the most important question, where was I? I turned back towards the balloon. Looking at it directly was still impossible, yet its brightness did nothing to illuminate the area. Then, without warning, the balloon started to lose its brightness. The color darkened until it was a dark red, the color of blood. I looked at it as a shiver ran down my spine. Blood oozed out the balloon and a drop fell to the ground. Terrified, I let go. Quickly, I realized I had made a grave mistake. The balloon was the only light source in this darkness. It was my only salvation. I leaped towards it as it rose, but a pair of hands reached out and yanked it before I could get a hold of it. I looked ahead. What I saw astounded me. Guilt and fear coursed through my body as I saw the figure with the balloon. She smiled, and my fear disappeared as fast as it had come. Momentarily, I forgot all about the red balloon, along with the eeriness of this creepy and dark place. It was her. She was here. She had come back. "Mum!" I cried. She looked just as she did the last time I had seen her. She had not aged a day. Her smile warmed my heart. I had not felt such a feeling in a long time. It brought me back to the days when she was always happy and delighted to see me, a time in the past which I had long forgotten. I could make out her familiar features. Her beautiful blue eyes looked like glittering sapphires, and her pale white snowflake skin shone bright in the darkness. Her natural gold blonde hair was tangled up in knots, which was unusual for her. She had always looked after her hair and combed it to perfection. All of a sudden, her smile changed. There was something wrong. It was now fake, like a framed picture. It felt as though it could shatter any second. "Mum," I whispered nervously. No response. She stood there smiling, still as a statue, lifeless. "Mum, you're scaring me," I began to weep. "My angel," she hissed in a spine-tingling voice. Her smile turned into a malicious smirk. Her lips started to stretch until an evil grin covered her cheeks. I could see now that her teeth were not normal. They were sharp. It reminded me of a shark. She looked like one of the Japanese legend demons called Kuchisaki Onna. Her eyes had turned dull. They looked lifeless, void of emotions. She emitted a sinister evil and malicious ambience. This was not my mother. My mother was soft, compassionate, and caring. What was this monster before me? Jamie, my angel, why are you surprised? You did this to me, she rasped accusingly whilst tilting her head to the side. Mom, I'm sorry, I screamed. The scream echoed in the darkness. She advanced towards me. I stood still, petrified. I couldn't move. It was as though I was rooted to the spot. Trepidation filled my heart. Suddenly, her hands had found their way to my throat. Her nails dug into my skin. I screamed in agony. I tried speaking, but nothing came out. Jamie, it's time for you to pay. I looked into her eyes, hoping to find the care and comfort of my mother, but there was no sign of the loving mum I longed for. Her eyes showed no sympathy. It was as though she had done this many times before. Reality began to sink in. I was going to die here. As I glared into those dead eyes, my head started to hurt. The pain was excruciating. Suddenly, I was hit with them. The flashbacks. I was taken back to the day where it all began, about a year ago. I wanted to run away from the memory. I didn't want to relive this moment. I knew how the story would unfold. I let out a scream on top of my lungs, so loud it was enough to wake the dead. No! Then I awoke. My heart rate had shot through the roof. I was covered in sweat from head to toe. It took me a while to process my surroundings. I was in my bedroom, sitting upright, staring at the sunlight as it gleamed through the window onto my bed. I heaved a sigh of frustration and then relief. It was only a dream. How many was that now? 8 times this month? I had seen this nightmare numerous times, each time more intense than before. My only escape from the cruelty of reality was the land of dreams. But now dreams and nightmares had become part of my reality. No matter how much I tried to suppress or overcome them, I couldn't. They would just come right back, reminding me of the grave sin I had committed. Whammy, a small voice called. Well guys, thank you for listening. So this was the first chapter to my story. I hope you enjoyed it. I would really love to hear your feedback on it. It's a work in progress. I actually started this story 4 years ago and I have a couple of chapters more. It's just I have not had the time to continue it, to be honest. But if you guys enjoy it, I will continue it. Even though I really want to continue it, but I'll have an excuse to continue it. I'll see you again in another video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe so I know. Take care and bye.